caught my wife flirting on text. Hello. So I just found out a few hours ago that my wife has been very actively texting another guy for 2 years, and I am completely lost and confused and angry. I don't think this is a me being jealous scenario. I don't have a problem with her male friends, just the one that I have never met. Here is a timeline background. We met about 6 years ago at a Christmas party. She was a friend, my sister in law. I was 29, she was 33. We hit it off, and I found her very charming and intelligent and attractive. From 2011 to August 2016, we dated long distance, flying distance. I was the first one to have sex with her. I know it is unbelievable, but it's true. Sometime in 2013. We trusted each other completely. We saw each other once or twice a month. On my weeks off, I teach for a living, she is in medicine. We talked a lot on the phone and Skyped at least 3 times a day. We got engaged in summer 2015 and married August 2016. She moved in with me in August 2016, and I could not be happier. No kids, no sign of another guy being involved. I stopped all contact with girls back in 2012. As far as emotional background, I never had a second doubt about marrying her. We get along perfectly. Lots of kisses, lots of cuddles, amazing sex. 3, 4 times a week at least. Satisfaction on both sides. No arguments. We talk about the decisions we have to make and the problems we face easily. The only thing that gets her upset sometimes is the following. We are both from another country. I came here, USA, 17 years ago. She came here a little more than 6. Sometimes she talks about how much she misses home and how much money she can make if we went back and how her parents would be great support if we have kids, and in general, she would prefer to be back in our country if it was not for me. And we have talked about this many times. The result being that she would rather stay here with me and build a future. Mostly because I would not have a career if I go back and starting from zero in a third world country is not the smartest idea. The atmosphere in the house is great. We cook together. We go shopping, hiking, visit friends, just cuddle. Lots of laughs and silliness and anything you would think a normal, healthy relationship should be like. She does spend a lot of time of her phone, and I know she is a social person with a lot of friends from high school and college and family, men and women, that she is actively in touch with on the daily basis. And I have no problems with it. She tells me about all the conversations she has with everyone, except this morning she wanted to go grocery shopping. I stayed home to prepare for a meeting in the afternoon. I got on the computer we share, and right as I was going to close her Facebook page, she got a message from a guy saying, "I really miss your beautiful face. Where are you, my angel?" I have trusted her completely for 7 years. Never asked why she was late from work. Never asked who is this guy liking her pics. Never checked her Facebook or texts or emails or anything in that nature. Complete trust. I knew I love her. I knew she loves me, and she has proven she loves me. So there has never been any reason to worry. So when I saw a guy sending a lovey-dove message to my wife, I could not ignore it. I opened her messages to discover 2 years of messaging back and forth from 2015 until this morning. She loves poetry and writers and emotional bloggers. She is friends with several of them on Facebook and shows me their pieces sometimes. The guy is one of those bloggers in my country. I took a copy of 200 plus pages of texting between them and saved it on a flash drive. Came to work in the afternoon and read them. It starts innocent enough. They talk about writing things and poetry and Facebook posts and so on, but fairly quickly takes a flirty tone. Example: I loved your last FB post. I felt a real connection with it. You are welcome, gorgeous. I wish I could give you a hug as a price. Tee-hee. For a whole year of texts, it's basically flirting with lots of darlings and sweethearts. And I miss you, and you brighten my day, and what would you do to me if you were here stuff? Every single one felt like a dagger. There was one mention of me in the text, as her fiance immediately followed by the guy saying that he just got a divorce and then right back to flirting. No mention of me ever again. The flirting escalates to the point of, I really, really wish I could hold you in my arms and put you to sleep, my lovely poetic man. Still, they have not met in real life yet, is what I'm thinking. We both went to our country for a 2-week visit in June, July 2016. We went separately. We could not get our work schedules to work out. The last Facebook message, June 16th, reads, I'll be there next week. Can we meet up? Then they exchange some phone app info so they can keep in touch after she gets there. Then there is nothing from June 16th to November, and then they start with something wrong with that app. Let's get back on Facebook. And the flirting starts back up with 20 times the intensity. All the way to this morning, when I was sleeping right next to her, holding her hand, thinking she is texting her school friends like usual, where they were jokingly talking about marriage. I really need help. I don't know what to do. Is this enough to full outrage? Am I blowing this out of proportion? We just got married 6 months ago, FFS. Should I leave for a few days? File for divorce? Is it fixable? What if I get all the promises of no contact with this guy just to find out she is doing the same with another guy in 6 months? I can't even imagine how she would react, deny, scream, leave. I am lost. Very, very lost. Please help me. Do I want to be with her? Yes, but I don't know if I should. Sorry about the long post TLDR. Caught wife hardcore flirting with a guy for 2 years over text. Had a perfect life. No red flags before. Didn't see it coming. Let's see comments. Sorry, dude. You have an emotional affair that has been underground for a few years. First, figure out if you can come back from this. If you cannot, then you have an answer. If you can, you will need to do the following. And her world is now toast. Confront demand that she goes non-contact. Disclose to everyone you know, inclusive of parents, friends, etc. Let the OM's family know. Let her parents know. Let everyone know that you were betrayed. Start IC for yourself. Demand that she goes into IC. Get a timeline. She was away in your home country without you. Did they meet up? Better be sure that this was not physical. Big one. If she does not or will not comply, let her know you have no compunction about divorce. Calm down as much as you can and dig. Where is your line in the sand? That's the first thing you need to find out about yourself. If you read threads, you'll see a betrayed spouse will move their line on what they can accept. So, try your best to remain normal with her and decide where you are at and if you can reconcile. For some posters, you have 2 years worth of texts, missing time, and at the very least a meetup attempt. That's enough to confront and divorce. Personally, I'd have to know for sure if they met and sex doesn't matter. You secretly met, and I'm out. I'm very sorry you're here. Because the texting resumed after she returned back to the States last summer, it is very likely that they did meet in person. If you are unable to find any information about the texting app they used, or unable to find the deleted texts, it is possible to find the information directly from the other man by sending a message pretending to be your wife. Remember, you have nothing to be sorry about if your wife finds that you are using her phone to find out the degree of her cheating. It should be very clear to you that this is not just an emotional affair, EA, 2 years. They definitely met up and probably had sex with this POS, piece of crap, when she went to your country making this a physical affair. You need to go into full stealth mode. Don't let on that you are onto her. Start monitoring all her communications and get your ducks in a row, finances, etc. Ready for divorce if it comes to that. Confront when you feel you have enough evidence. Do the 180 to help yourself heal. Get tested for STDs. When you confront, give her the boundaries she will have to observe to even think of trying to fix this. She has to be ready to take a poly. You need to get good evidence. By the way, do you mind saying which country you are originally from? Let's see. There was another story. Am I the a-hole for checking out of my relationship after my girlfriend cheated on me? Throwaway, as I don't want this vent associated with my real account. I, male, 31, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, Mia, female, 29, for a bit more than 2 years. Overall, life has been good for us, and our relationship has always felt very strong. For most of our time together, I imagined that we'd eventually get married, have kids, and grow old together. Mia has said that is what she wanted several times herself. Starting around June of this year, Mia started acting strangely. She became stressed out with her work and became very snappy towards me. I tried my best to be supportive during this time, given that she had just started a new job, but she would constantly be pushing me away. I got suspicious when I started noticing how protective she was of her work phone around me. She'd be reading stuff on it all the time and always looked so happy while doing so. Whenever I would come by, she would quickly lock the screen. This continued for a few weeks, and I'm not proud to admit, but I started shoulder surfing Mia whenever she'd bring out her work phone. And after about a week of this, I learned the password. What's ironic is around this time I was also ring shopping as I planned on proposing some point in the fall, but that never panned out. So, one day in August when Mia was out with some of her friends, I took this as an opportunity to go through her work phone, and what I found completely destroyed me. I really don't want to get into the details, but in summary, Mia started a relationship with one of her co-workers, Paul. From what I could tell, it went on for about 2 months. Paul kept on pressing her to leave me, but Mia seemed reluctant and kept on giving him excuses for why she couldn't leave, but reassured him that she'd continue seeing him. When Mia came home, I confronted her and she surprisingly owned up to it. She apologized and cried more than I ever remember. She said she never meant to hurt me and that she'd take it back if she could. She claimed that her stress and depression clouded her judgment and that Paul was a loser who couldn't compare to me. I don't remember much of the conversation, but do remember it ending with us agreeing to take a break from each other for a few weeks so that I could gather my thoughts. She moved in with one of her friends that night. The pain and disappointment I felt over the next few weeks were crippling. Over time, I feel like I completely morphed into an angry and bitter person. I honestly don't even recognize myself sometimes. Mia returned back to my apartment at the start of October and apologized again. She said that she couldn't even imagine the pain she brought me and has vowed to never cheat again. I do believe her, as she has asked Paul to not contact her unless it was work related, and she has been trying her utmost to repair things with me. She is constantly putting in maximum effort to please me and is adamant that there is no one else she'd rather spend the rest of her life with. We have also started couples therapy on Mia's dime, but to be completely honest, I'm checked out of this relationship as everything about Mia annoys me now, from how she looks to the sound of her voice. At this stage, I've made up my mind that I want to dump Mia. The experience has spoiled this relationship for me. I've also started chatting with some other women on dating apps. I've been on some dates and spent a few nights away. I'm 90% certain that Mia knows what I'm up to, as I have not been discreet about what I've been doing at all. For example, a few nights ago, I was going on a date. I'm guessing Mia knew, as she asked me where I was going. I told her it was none of her concern. She seemed hurt by this, but didn't press me any further. She'll randomly say things like, "I love you," or "You mean so much to me," but I either just nod or act like I didn't hear her. I was telling a few of my friends about this last night, and they both think I should just dump her immediately since I'm wasting my own time, and Mia isn't worth getting angry over. One of them suggested that I post here to gain some insights from a wider audience since he thinks I'm being a bit of an asshole for dragging this out. So here I am. For those wondering, I'll probably be dumping her and kicking her out of my apartment at some point in January. Update: after a decently long delay, I ended up dumping my GF last night. She was very upset, but I think she knew it was coming. She did cry a little and suggested that we continue therapy, but I declined this offer as I don't think this relationship was salvageable. She's staying with one of her friends across town for now, and they'll be collecting her things on Sunday. She needs to find somewhere new to live as her friend realistically cannot house her for long. And considering how expensive and difficult it is to find somewhere, I suppose it will be tough for her for the next few weeks. I do somewhat regret wasting so much of my time keeping her around and pretending I was getting something out of therapy. But whatever can't change the past. I'm just glad she's out of my hair now. Let's see comments. NTA tell her to put her up with her lover. Ask her if she was worth it. Ask if Paul will keep her. Bro, she don't deserve you, and you don't need to be worried about a cheater. Keep strong. NTA. After someone you love and envision yourself spending your life with betrays you, the range of emotions you experience are complex. Although the answer seems cut and dry, dump her, move on, and focus on yourself, it's not always easy to do it in the moment. So it's completely normal to be spiteful, vindictive, depressed, and yet still wonder if you love her. After all, some couples who experience infidelity are able to reconnect and reestablish a healthy relationship. So I get why it took a while for you to make your move. It's hard to unwind years of connection with someone. NTA, why were people defending her in the original post? I mean, sure, you didn't break it off right away, but humans are complex, LOL. There's always some lingering angst there, and it takes a bit of time to get full clarity. Either way, she's TA. Everything here is always black-white, and the responses are always the same. Same people would respond completely different in their own lives if dealing with the same scenario. Was the guy a bit vindictive? Yes. Is he in the wrong? Nope. Maybe she should have thought about the consequences before jumping on another guy's D, maybe communicate what is bothering her in the relationship with her boyfriend, and go to counseling before cheating. That would have been the adult thing to do.